Good frosty Saturday morning to you. We got some chiseling to do today. 8RX style, not 9RX style. We have used up our hours that I am comfortable putting on the 9RX. So we are going to let that one sit until the dealer comes and gets it. And we're going to finish up the bean stubble chiseling that we need to do with the 8RX. I know, poor me, having to downgrade from that 9RX to this 8RX. I don't know how we will ever survive throughout the day. It's quite frosty though. We're going to let the tractor warm up for a few minutes, and we need fuel before we head out of here and some DEF. So we're going to try and get it over to the fuel tank with the frosty windows while it warms up. It is time to be done when this is part of the morning. Good enough. Oh, there comes the sun. All right. Well, it'll melt this frost off fairly quickly, I would think. It's a good thing I got a nice warm heated seat in here. Yesterday I was talking about the differences between the 9RX and the 8RX a little bit in the cab, and I mentioned that it did not have the ultimate visibility package, and the only difference was the cameras. And I never use them on the 8RX anyway. Well, I can't see through that window very good. It is starting to thaw, but I can see it through the camera. So there you go, I did use them. We've made it to the field. So this is the field we were in yesterday with the 9RX. We've got more than half of it done, but we've got to finish it up here. This is where our double crop soybeans were. So this will be an interesting comparison. I know a lot of you guys said to run that ripper at different depths to see if there was yield difference and stuff next year. I didn't do a lot of that. It's sort of hard to do when you're tilling on an angle, and I get it, but I just wasn't something that I was going to take the time to mess with, especially with the limited hours that I got to put on that tractor. However, this field, we are going to have two different tillage tools that are very different operating depths with that 2730 versus the sunflower. So we'll have a pretty good comparison here and see if that makes a difference or not. But I got to get stuff set up, get the guidance line put in here and everything, and we'll get going. Oh yeah. So because our guidance line is just a 5-degree angle, it's easy to match that. I just set up a point and then punched in 5 degrees, and that should follow our line perfectly. Now our coverage map is not going to show what we did before because, well, we didn't have the monitor set up with all our fields and everything in that 9RX, so it recorded it, but doesn't know what field we're in. Plus we're in a different tractor, so it wouldn't be there anyway, kind of thing. Different tool, different operation, sort of. So, yeah, hopefully this goes smoothly and doesn't take us all day to do 30 acres. Should go fairly quickly. With that one and that tractor, we were 18 feet wide with that 2730. This one, if we had all 15 shanks on here, we'd be 18 feet wide, but we're not. We are 13 feet wide because we've got this down to 11. And they're on 15-inch spacings, so it's like 11.75 or something, but 13.75 feet, but I just run it at 13 feet to get a little bit of overlap, and we'll get this done. Well, I decided to have a little fun with it this morning and stripe the field. So we're doing every other pass, we'll work our way across, and we'll come back and fill it in. If I had the drone, I didn't bring it today, but I should have, because this is awesome drone footage when you have this kind of stripes in the tillage passes, but whatever, it's cool. It's still cool. Sunshine, bright sunshine again in November here. I hear that's going away soon, but anyway, I was reading through the comments on this morning's video from yesterday running that 9RX out here, and got a few comments about it not having a Cummins engine in it and them using the new 13.6 liter motor that Deere has, the one that's in the X9 combines. And upon some research, because I was pretty confident that that one has the Cummins motor in it, All of the 640s do. It appears that for model year 23 they switched, but the model year 22 640, 9R and 9RX 640s did have the Cummins motor, and I was confident that that tractor did have it. The listing from the dealer states as much, and yeah, so they apparently have changed motors for the newer model years to the 13 6-liter instead of the 15-liter Cummins. Good or bad, right or wrong, I don't know. But I was not wrong. That one does have the 15-liter Cummins in it. Now, it's not in the 590. The 590 has had the 13.6 Deere motor for both model years. So I guess I was partially wrong. Well, we're doing tillage in an 8RX. It's a super fancy tractor with lots of computer technology stuff, including auto track turn automation. Tillage is a great spot to use that, because if it screws up, who cares? So we're going to test it out. Oh boy, got a hard spot here. Oh boy. Oh. Wow, that's the first time that has happened. 100% slip, just sitting there spinning. The lift out of it. We're right in a dip here where water ponds sometimes, and that makes the ground very hard because water is quite heavy. So when you have it setting on the surface, it packs the soil down. You wouldn't think it, but it does. That was interesting. Plus it's slippery because of the ground being having that frost on it that's melting off. So, and we're not weighted up super heavy on this tractor, because for 99% of what we use it for, I don't need weights. So just like I was telling you yesterday with that 9RX and why that tractor has to be really heavy to get them tracks to grip, well, we are not weighted up really heavy here, and so on this one, our tracks don't necessarily have the weight to grip for a heavy tillage application. Plus we're on skinny tracks, which in theory makes them bite better, but it also gives them less surface area to grip. If you were using an 8RX for tillage, and that's what you bought it for, you would be much, much better off to get 24 or even 30-inch wide tracks. Oh, I can already tell you that turn's not going to work. We got some adjustments to make. Big time adjustments to make. Huh. Okay. We got to start our turns lots earlier. Well, we're still working on this turn automation. This one looks like it might go. I've been making some tweaks to the settings, narrowing up the turning radius, the timings and stuff. I had it so it started turning, and I don't know if it's going to lift it up on time. That's what I got to adjust. Okay, so it's turning, but it's still in the ground, so we got to make it lift sooner. Okay, so we'll let it continue here. Let's see if it gets it set back down in time. I don't like the wide turn, but it's all right. Now go down. Go down, 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 go down. And it's not setting it down. Okay. I wonder if my commands are backwards. I'll set them. Trying again. Still didn't lift. Why? What am I doing wrong here? Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. Re-engage and we'll see if it... We'll find our line. Oh my. Oh, it set it down. Not right where I wanted, but it set it down. Okay, we're getting closer here. Oh my goodness. They're all over the place. Speed control disabled. Go for it. Well, that's not a real pretty end, but we're getting there. I wonder if the fact that we're going on an angle is throwing it off, because we're at an angle to the rows, so we're not straight, and might make it more difficult to do the turn. We could try and skip more passes, but now we've got all of this done with one strip, or one skip pass that we got to be able to fill it back in. So. Or I could just steer it, which is why we don't use this most of the time, because it's a novelty, and I can turn a steering wheel. It's not that hard. Photo opportunity with the straight background. Right on the hills, you can see it. Yeah. What a consolation prize for not buying a 9RX. I'll take it. Take a look at our ripper. Yeah. It's in the ground. You can see our top of our shovel's just barely there. I mean, we're still going pretty deep with this. Probably deeper than I thought, actually. Looks like more than 6 inches to me. We got her buried pretty good. It's pulling pretty hard sometimes, but we're leaving a pretty level surface, other than we're going to get this ridge in between the passes when we come back and fill them in, which I don't like. There's a little bit of a gap in the middle here. It's behind that one shank. It's not a big deal. Should be fine. It'll be interesting to see how this side compares to the other side that was done with the 2730. Look at all the wormholes. See all those holes in that clod? I don't know if they show up real well or not. Those are from earthworms. My goodness, that is a sweet tractor. It's not the power of the 9RX, but it's got the same cool factor, I can tell you that. Okay, I made some more tweaks. We'll see if this turns any better. I don't like this big curvy path there. I need to maybe adjust the turn radius more or something. I don't know. But we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Let's see what happens here. Is it gonna lift? It's turning. Is it gonna lift? Is it gonna lift? Is it gonna lift? It did. A little late. Okay. A little late, but not bad. Keep her moving. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching the steering wheel. I'm not doing anything. Oh, still setting it down too early. We got to get this turn better, and we got to get it to set it down a little later so I don't have that big swoop on the end there. All right, we're getting there. We're running out of room, though, because we're almost to the edge of the field. Of course, we got to work our way back. I think I got it. I think I got it. So we're coming up to the end here. And you can see on our map, the little blue turn there on the end is the path that the tractor is going to take on the ends. So we're not crossing the purple line, which is the edge of the field, so that is good. And it's a relatively even turn. It's a little light bulbish, but not too bad. So as we come up to the end here, I'm not going to touch the steering wheel, the hydraulics, nothing. Here's my hands. Turning, lifting, turning, lifting. It's out of the ground. We're making our turn. It's slowing us down so that it can make the turn effectively. Okay, we're turning back. We're turning back. We're turning back. Ripper's gonna go into ground. Chisel, sorry. There it goes. We're speeding up. Awesome! Hands-free turning. It's cool. I don't know how useful it is, but it is cool. Now, when this tractor has autonomy cameras on it, well, now we're talking, right? This right here is exactly the kind of job that the autonomy package that you could put on this exact tractor is for. This menial, mindless, just sit here, go back and forth job that the tractor could do it all by itself without any input from me. Yep. That's what it was designed for now anyway. So, you know, I don't know how much that package costs to add, but I know it's possible to add it to this tractor. Time to start filling in our strips here. So we got our wedge done because we were working on an angle, right? So we're on a 5-degree angle from the way the rows run, or well, from straight north. It's close to 5 degrees from the way the rows run. So we end up with this point rows with a wedge shape on the side here. So I've got that all filled in. We do have to make a pass along the side straight with the rows, but we're gonna go back through, fill in all the passes we skipped. We'll do the back ends, we'll come up that side, and then we'll do the front ends. Filling it in, I have not touched that steering wheel since the first pass heading back this way. I just let it do its thing. So we've got, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more passes. So 5 rounds, including the one we're doing now. And then we got end rows. So it's 11:15. Yeah, that's a good day. Let's see. Can I tell how many acres we have done? I don't have my monitor set up super well for tillage, but it's in here somewhere. Work totals. Worked 24.8. So yeah, we're going to be right around 30 acres. That's kind of what I thought was left here. good deal. Okay, we made the last pass back to where we started. I suppose I better start driving. And once again, you would think, based on the fact that I'm up by the road, that we're on the right end of the field, and it worked out right. You would be wrong, because we have to do one pass along the line over there, so we're gonna end up in the back. It's just the way it is. It always is that way. Working on these end rows here. The last pass, this got really hard really fast, and my slip went to 100. See if we do any better on this one. 8%. I'm gonna make it. Okay. One more pass through here to clean up the edges a little bit. This tractor, the 8RX, is much smoother going across this than the 9RX was. When I was doing the ends back on the other side of the little jog in the woods over there, that was one of the things that I noticed about that tractor, is when you're going across stuff, it was very, very rough. And this isn't perfectly smooth, but it's a lot smoother than that tractor was. All right, last pass on the ends, and we got this one done. Excellent. So we have a nice, interesting comparison here next year with the stuff done with the sunflower chisel versus the 2730. The two different tractors. The tractors don't really matter there. It's more about the tool at that point, how deep you pulled it. So, all right, I'm heading back to the farm. It's 1:45, so 1, it's lunchtime, and 2, I have Thanksgiving dinner with the in-laws this afternoon and tonight. So we're gonna wrap her up and go do that. We'll just go ahead and park this right back where we had it. All right, well, we are done with the ripper, or the chisel, with the stuff for today. We do have one more farm, a collection of 4 fields. This is one of the first crop beans that we did that we need to get worked up yet. Whether we take this over there tomorrow or Monday and try and get it done before it gets wet here on Tuesday or Wednesday is the next chance of rain, although we haven't gotten any rain all month. Like, every time they say it's going to rain, it doesn't, so we don't really need to be in that big of a hurry. Or we wait until our tractor is done and we use the 2730. I don't know. Anyway, we'll probably end up taking this over there and doing that last. I think there's 95 acres there total, so it'd be a full day, probably a little bit more than a full day, but doable. All right. Well, that end's done, so I'm gonna head home, grab some lunch, and see what time my wife wants to leave, and what we're gonna do there. I should mow my lawn. You know what? That's what I really need to do, is mow my lawn. It hasn't been done in 2 months. I know it's November, it's cold, it's not growing, but it got really long. It would be good to clean it up. I at least should pick up all the plot signs that are still laying in the grass from when we harvested the corn plot and clean up around there a little bit. So maybe we'll have some time for that this afternoon. Thanks for watching, guys. No video tomorrow, I don't think, unless somehow we end up in that tractor again all day. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday. And like I said, we got a little bit of tillage to do. We got some disking to do yet. Dad's working on a big chunk of fields with the disc today on corn stalks. We'll keep that moving until we're done or we're rained out. But should be able to wrap most of the tillage up Monday and Tuesday, I would think. And then it's time to start cleaning stuff. Of course, we got Thanksgiving next week, so that will slow the videos down too. But yeah, we'll have a good week. So anyway, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.